Rev up your engines! All right, here's an interesting car. It's a Corolla S. It has a 6-speed manual transmission. They're very hard to find. The guy bought it because he wanted a beater car that at least had something to it. His wife drives it most of the time, didn't want the CVT, said, you're not getting the CVT. So he found this thing used, it's made in Canada, and he bought it, 40-something thousand miles ago. Of course, he hasn't had any problems with it. They are hard to find, I'll give you that. If you're looking for one of these, you might have to look quite some time because they didn't sell that many of them in the United States. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them, but Americans are lazy. 96% of Americans only drive automatic. So it's a very small amount of people that are going to buy these things. But if you can find one used, my advice is buy it, because there's enough people out there that even if you get bored with it, people be waiting in line to snap it up because they're like hen's teeth in the United States. Other countries, no. They all got them. But here, there's very few of them, and they last so long as they don't rust out, hey, you got a long-term vehicle. Now look, it's getting a little older, but you can see it's not really rusted, because Toyota's known how to make these things for years, soaking them in the electrostatic paint when they build them. So even though this thing's living in New Hampshire, it's still in excellent shape. Body-wise, he spends a couple $100 on all his vehicles every year to have them oil-coated underneath. If you live in an area like that, it behooves you to do something like that, because even though Toyota, of course, dips them in the electrostatic paint when they build them so that they're anti-rust stuff, you still got a lot of bare metal, control arms, all that stuff, brakes, and it's best to have a pro do it maybe once a year. If you live up north, to keep the salt off of it, hey, buy a new car, a lot of money. Make it last as long as you possibly can. This is his put the mileage on car, so he's driving it in the winter all the time. I mean, if you don't drive your car in the winter and you got a beater like this for the winter, go ahead, leave the other one in the garage, you don't have to bother with it. But if you're going to drive in salt, that salt gets on everything, and you really need to get it coated every once in a while if you want to make it last as long as possible. Now, being a manual transmission, it gets 40-something miles a gallon all the time, even though under the hood, it does have the ultra-dependable 1.8-liter engine. In terms of gas mileage, long life, probably the best engine Toyota ever made. Same engine that's in my Matrix, 07 Matrix. They just run and run. But since this is an older one, as we pull the stupid beauty cover off, throw it over there in the grass. Yeah, it's got a little oil seepage. Who cares? You know, it needs a new oil cap because the gaskets go bad on them. You can see there's the fuel injectors, 4 of them on the intake. This doesn't have GDI fuel injection, or in the Toyotas, a lot of them now have dual system. They got GDI injectors on the engine, and they got regular port injectors on the intake. Yeah, they get even better gas mileage than this, but at what cost? When those things age, you got a system that sometimes uses GDI, sometimes uses the port fuel, sometimes a combination of the two. Those things are so complex, eventually everything breaks. Right now, if this thing breaks 10, 20 years from now with 500,000, 750,000 miles, there's the fuel injectors. Take them off, put them on, 2-second job. Not with the modern stuff. This is probably the pinnacle of any Toyota Corolla that's been made. It's got the 6-speed, and it's got the dependable engine with regular fuel injection. And it's still getting 40-something miles a gallon when you drive it on the highway. You can't argue with that. Although the owner did, he said coming over here from New Hampshire, he hated it because it wasn't fast enough. All of his other vehicles have V8 engines in, right? But they don't get 40-something miles a gallon, let me tell you. They just don't. So, the wife's driving this one. She's probably happy. Doesn't have to pay much for gasoline. And it gets good gas mileage. You know, it behooves you to buy a vehicle like this if you've got giant gas hogs in the driveway. Have one that you put a lot of mileage on and have fun with the big V8s. And that's got 140-something thousand miles on it, as you can see. It's a typical Toyota. All the parts are basically original. The alternator, the ABS, starter, the battery. Wait a second. It's a Toyota battery. It's not the original battery. He did buy a Toyota once, got a 7-year warranty. That's why he bought it. But truthfully, I had a guy bring me a 20-year-old 4Runner here. last year. 20 years old. It had the original freaking battery in it, and it was still working. I mean, they do make better batteries. Now, you're going to pay more for one of these batteries. Now, he actually got a good deal. He only paid $120. Although I only paid $50 for mine in Tennessee, but that was at a Rural King. They're made in the United States, and they've got big deals on smaller batteries. But still, he's no fool. If he would have gone to AutoZone and buy this battery, it would have been $200-something. So, that's the advantage. You're getting a common vehicle like this. You can get parts all over the place. The prices aren't that bad. And you don't have to go buy OEM parts that cost a fortune, because there's plenty of ones you can buy somewhere else. And especially if you're cheap like me and you have an even older vehicle that's 10 years older than this, guess what? I sometimes buy parts at Toyota dealers, but I go on the internet and they'll have stuff like brake rotors. Well, the car's 18 years old. They got to get rid of them, right? So they sell them for half price. They say, well, you can have 2 of them for $60 because, hey, we want to get rid of this old stock stuff. So there is an advantage to getting a car that's very popular. Parts are cheaper as they get old. And since these things last forever, hey, take advantage of that. Now let's take a look inside. And as you can tell, he's put seat covers on it. Relatively cheap seat covers. They're not the $180 ones I have, but hey, they keep the seat up, you know. And being a Corolla, they all have back seats. He's got seat covers on that too. And there's enough room for people, you know. It's not gigantic, but hey, it's comfortable enough. He's got the seat back here and it's still got room. With a scan, we're doing this new MuCar 892 Bluetooth Diagnostic. ThinkCar is the company that makes them. They got various names. It's called MuCar, but ThinkCar actually makes the stuff, I believe, because it's exactly the same. And it even shows on my registration it's part of the same company. Here we go. It's got cute little colors. I still don't know why they always have to make... You can't even say this MuCar. It's MuCar, but they end these ridiculous graphic representations of words. Just spell them out in English, please. I like that a lot. Now it's you. You think you. What does you stand for? MuCar. Who knows? Okay, we'll do the auto search. It's new enough. It should pick it up pretty fast. There it goes. Scanning the VIN. Oh, look, it's just like you're at the grocery store. It looks like it's scanning the imaginary car. Okay, well, we know it's a Toyota. It's definitely not a Lexus. 14 Corolla. Doing its thing, we can see. Oh, it's just a baby. It's got 148,008 miles on it. And it's in excellent shape. Dash is in good shape. Nothing's cracked. It's got the nice little radio here, not the ugly one that covers up like some of the new ones. And like I said, this brilliant 6-speed standard transmission. Unfortunately, it does have a smart key. Well, you can't have everything, right? North America, VIN Corolla 2014, 148,000 miles. It knows everything. So we'll scan it. See what it says. Now, it's got ECT codes, but they're useless garbage because the code for the engine is startability malfunction. Now, these keyless things often do that. Now, months ago, we replaced the battery. If your battery's low, car doesn't start right, it trips this code. And you know what happens? If you don't reset it with one of these fancy machines, the code stays on it forever. The sun can explode. It'll still be on this. You got to reset those codes. Startability star, forget them. The TPMS, well, all of the batteries have worn out. Now, he did change them in his Tundra, but he said, who cares about this? We're just going to have a tire pressure gauge in it, so we'll just clear these while we're here because they're all meaningless. And then, I don't know if he took it out of gear yet, so... No, he didn't take it out of gear, okay. We'll start her up. And we'll go into live data. The usual, black's good, red's bad. And here we go. Now, you can see this in red data. That's the evap system vapor pressure. Well, they don't do emissions testing in New Hampshire, so he doesn't give a rat's behind. And I don't blame him. You know, Toyotas have a problem as they age. A lot of times, they have all these stupid VSV, which is valve switching, and they'll often go bad. They'll crack to get leaks. But he doesn't care because it runs fine. And it's not like it's leaking badly, because if they do go bad, you'll often smell gasoline. I don't smell any gasoline, so we don't care. And some more stuff. Catalyst's working good. The front's hot, the back's cooler. That's what it's supposed to do. Not that you care about that either, but They last a long time on these. Engine coolant's good. Check it out, the equivalence ratio. Okay, 1 is perfect. It's perfect for a second. Then it's off a tiny bit, you know, but we're only talking a few hundredths of a percent, so with this mileage, we really don't care. So let's take it for a spin. So here we go, and you notice it's got a pretty distinctive backup camera. And here we go over the giant water bump. Whee! That doesn't ride bad. I bet it's still got the original struts on it too. Yes, it does have the original struts on it. Oh, really? It rides better than my Matrix does. And this thing got the original shocks on it. These things can basically run forever if you take care of them. And with the 6-speed transmission, they're pretty much indestructible. It's even got tweeters. Look at that. Whoa. All right, here we go left. We'll see what this baby can do with this 1.8 liter engine. Uh-oh, it's getting close to lunchtime, and they're all leaving their jobs to eat. All right, here we go. We're flying. Well, relatively flying. You can gear it, make it go fast. It's not going to beat anybody in a drag race, but it's totally dependable. You hear the noise, engine's fine, transmission's smooth to shift. Does make it up hills. It's not like the old Opel I had when my large friend had to get out to make it up the hill, and he had to run back up the hill to get me. It's got plenty of horsepower to get you where you go. It just isn't going to do it in race speed. Look, there's another little one. It's a Prius. It's even slower than this thing. Okay, so what do I think? Well, he bought it used 2 years ago for 10,000 bucks. No problems. Runs, right? Now, the average used car today is pushing 30 grand, right? He could have bought 3 of these things. Hey, this is it plus. It's also a standard transmission. Now, the automatics work perfectly fine, but they're even slower than this thing. So, if you can find a Corolla S with the 6-speed manual transmission that's running good like this, hasn't been in a bunch of wrecks or anything, snap it up, because even if you get tired of it, you'll be able to pass it on to somebody else, and you'll either break even or make money on it, because there's less and less of these left in the United States. And people that want a standard, he had to look a long way to find this thing. Go out and get it. Yeah, it's no race car, but as the saying goes, what a race car's doing, they're racing to their eventual demise sooner than later. This thing is going to be a lot later. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.